Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And good morning to Jack Simpson as well.
Yes.
It's Tuesday, so it's a good morning to wish Jack a happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
$7:31. Going to have some fun. A lot of good guests coming in today, so stay with us. And lots of other things to cover and talk about as well. We've been talking sports at the first of the show here lately. Let's not break the trend because there's a lot of sports going on. Big night last night and more to come, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And just a reminder for Dave and I, we'll call Drew here coming up soon for Broken Bow Burwell Livestock, so we'll have his report coming up here in just a bit. But first, we'll give you a quick sports recap and rundown of what's going on. Of course, last night we had coverage of the opening round of the MNAC Girls Basketball Tournament. As getting wins last night were Anselmo Myrna and Sandale Thetford, as well as Brady and Mullen. So those teams will advance into the MNAC Girls semifinals, which will be on Thursday afternoon at North Platte Community College. First girls semifinal will tip off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll be there to cover them for you on KBBN radio and with our live video stream. As far as our basketball coverage for tonight, we'll have more coverage of the Mid-Nebraska Activities Conference Tournament. It's the boys' first round tonight, and our coverage will originate from Arnold, where Twin Loop will take on Mullen in Game 1 there at 5:30, and then that'll be followed by South Loop against Arthur County. We'll have those games from Arnold live on KBBN radio and with our live video stream as well, accompanied by the radio call, so you can catch those on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. There are other opening round games as well on the MNAC tournament in the boys' first round, and those will take place at Sand Hills Valley. So we wish all of our area teams best of luck as they compete in MNAC tonight. Meanwhile, the Southwest Conference, as if that's not enough, the Southwest Conference tournament starts tonight. And we will be in Broken Bow at the Indian Gym to cover the Broken Bow girls basketball team as they play their opening round game against McCook. That will tip off at 6 o'clock tonight at the Indian Gym, and we'll have live coverage of it on KCNI radio. Meanwhile, the Broken Bow boys team, they'll go on the road tonight for their opening round game in the Southwest Conference tournament, and they will play at Ogallala today. So best of luck to them, and it's an exciting time. It's tournament week, and we are covering everything we possibly can throughout the week.
Yes, you are. We are going to call Drew at Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock next while you listen to these words on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on this terrific Tuesday.
Wake up to the best.
I never miss a morning.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
Happy New Year from all of us at Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow. We thank you for trusting us with your family's care throughout the year, and we look forward to making your healthcare experience comfortable and dependable for years to come. We invite you to visit our website, melham.org, to learn more about us, including our services, history, careers, and more. That's melham.org. Melham Medical Center, large enough to serve, small enough to care. Wishing you a happy New Year.
Hi, this is Andrew from Pearson Physical Therapy. Did you know we offer dry needling? Have you heard of it? Are you curious if it might be right for you? It often gets compared to acupuncture, but there are definitely many differences. Our goals in therapy are often pain reduction and improved mobility, and that's just what dry needling is all about. Come talk to us, and we can see if it's right for you. 872-5800, or stop by and see us on West Highway 2.
It is 7:35, and we do have Drew Gaffney on the line with Broken Bow and Burwell Livestock. Good morning, Drew.
Morning.
How's things on your end?
Real good.
Good. Rolling along. It's going to be maybe close to 60 today.
Whoa.
It is.
That's a good thing, except it's so darn dry out there. I'm sure you talk to the ranchers out there, and they're concerned about fires and just plain dry weather that we're having.
Yeah, it's starting to be a concern, and I went to Rapid City this weekend showing horses up there at Rapid City Stock Show, and all the way up there it's dry, and then you get to talking to some of those ranchers from area states, and we're kind of all in the same boat.
Yeah, pretty large area there. Question on that: is it kind of like Vegas up in Rapid City? What happens there stays in Rapid City?
I'll plead the fifth, bud.
Okay, all right. Well, jump in and tell us what's going on at the barns.
All right, so last week we had 2 big days back Thursday and Friday. Broken Bow, we had nice run of calves and had a big way-up run. And Burwell on Friday walked into those way-ups, had a good run of those, and then saw about right at about 4,000 head of those calves about 3,500 head of bred cows walked through the door there on Friday. Kind of give you a recap on what we got done. In the way-up market, in those high-yielding cows, we were 135 to 146. In the feeding cows, we were 124 to 134.75. Those thinner-type cows, fuller cows, we were 120 to 123. Heiferettes, we were 140 to 235. And in the bull market, we were 134 to 217. Called that market fully steady, probably about $5 higher there. We walked into those calves, like I said, there on Thursday, had a really nice run, had a lot of demand on those. Kind of tell you how we operate there. In the steer division, we had some 565-pound steers at 335. Had some 547-pound steers at 347.50. Had some 689-pound steers at 310. Had some 668-pound steers at 304. And had some 761-pound steers at 285. In the heifer division, we had some 427-pound heifers at 360, and then we had some 581-pound heifers at 298. Had some 550-pound heifers at 313. Had some 652-pound heifers coming in their way in 250 or at 250. Had some 778s at 255. That's how we operated there on Thursday. On Friday, come back in, had a really nice run of those bred cows and heifers. Looked right at, like I said, 3,500 of those in the bred cow division. Bred heifer division, we had some bred heifers. AI, they were averaging anywhere from 3,300 up to 3,750. In the young cows, we had young cows coming in anywhere from 2,700 up to 4,050. In the solid mouth division, we had some solid mouth cows, 2,400 to 3,000. And in the short solids, we had some short solids coming in anywhere from 2,275 up to 2,650. And in the broken mouth cows, we had cows anywhere from 1,900 up to 2,500. Kind of how we operated last week. Had a lot of buyer demand on those bred cows. Had a lot of people in the seats and had a lot of activity both in state and out of state. This week, got another couple big days. Broken Bow got a real big way-up special Thursday, along with a handful of bred cows and some bred longhorns. If anybody's looking for some of those, be there on Thursday. And then Friday, got a big day back in Burwell. Looking right at about 4,700 head of those calves. Got any questions, give me a call, 308-872-1105.
All right, Drew, thanks so much. Appreciate your time this morning, and hope you have a great week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right, Burwell, Broken Bow Livestock. Always enjoy those reports, hearing about all those cattle going through the pen and all the folks there to buy them and sell them. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's take a look at the school lunch menus, partner.
Okay, here we go. We'll start you at Arnold today, and they'll be serving tater tot casserole at Arnold.
Litchfield today, they're having enchiladas.
All right, Ansley today, chili dogs on the menu at Ansley.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
Cadence won first place in the speech meet last weekend. I believe it was held here in Broken Bow for her entertainment speech.
And her topic was?
Her experience at KCNI KBBN radio.
That would certainly qualify for an entertainment speech, I would think. Congratulations. That's awesome.
She's a wonderful young lady. Broken Bow Middle and High School today. Beef taco in a bag, pork fritter sandwiches, fresh-baked Italian turkey subs, uncrustable cheese and cracker platter, grill station combo, and hot dog basket.
And Selma Myrna today, beef taco, beef taco in a bag and a pork fritter sandwich on the menu today at AM.
Sergeant School's cream chicken with biscuits, mashed potatoes, fruit cup, berry crisp, and milk.
Gothenburg today, beef taco in a bag, pork fritter sandwich, made fresh Hawaiian pizza, and a fresh baked ham and cheese sub. Some of your choices at Gothenburg.
Chili featured at Callaway today with fruit, vegetables, and milk.
All right, those are your school lunch menus. Now the menu at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow. If you want to attend the center and eat with them there, call before or by 9 a.m. this morning. To kind of make your reservation so that they can plan appropriately. Also, if you need a delivered meal, feel free to call as well. And the number is 872-6121. And here's their menu for today. Meatball stroganoff, mashed potatoes, mixed veggies, and fruit on the menu at the Prairie Pioneer Center.
All right. Today we'll be giving away a $25 gift card to Howdy Coffee.
Ooh.
You can start your day off right with Howdy Coffee and West Highway 2 Broken Bow. We're going to be giving you some details about Howdy Coffee. They've just recently added some menu items and all sorts of good things to talk about. So we'll be listening when we're talking about Howdy Coffee this morning. That will be your chance to call in later and answer a question about Howdy Coffee and win yourself that $25 gift card.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, let's play the game.
Here we go. MTV Unplugged. Back in the day, I guess you would say, MTV hosted a musical series called Unplugged where musical artists would come on board and come on stage and play acoustic versions of some of their hits. So we're going to list a list of songs that this particular artist played during their MTV Unplugged segment, and then you tell us who the artist is. So here's your song list. Before You Accuse Me, Hey Hey, Tears in Heaven, and Lonely Stranger. Those songs were sung by Paul McCartney, Sting, Eric Clapton, or Squeeze. Those are your choices.
Wow. Squeeze. I forgot about Squeeze.
Yeah. Again, your set list. Before You Accuse Me, Hey Hey, Tears in Heaven, and Lonely Stranger. Those would have been performed by who? Paul McCartney, Sting, Eric Clapton, or Squeeze. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Good morning.
The Tumbleweed Cafe is not the Tumbleweed Cafe of 10 years ago. If you haven't already, swing through the drive-thru with ready-to-go meals or call ahead. Of course, daily specials and a Sunday buffet as well. They're excited to announce that Tumbleweed's Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill is officially open. Head to the west side of the Tumbleweed 7 days a week from 5 to 10 p.m. and later on Broken Bow game nights. Nightly specials, delicious sports bar food, and drinks await. The Tumbleweed Cafe and Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill in Broken Bow.
All right. And the prize, if answered correctly, will be from Tumbleweed Cracker Jacks. We have Helen on the line. Good morning, Helen.
Good morning.
It's nice to hear from you. How are things going for you?
Well, I have a little bit of trivia about myself and MTV.
Oh, okay.
When I was in high school, I was in San Diego where I grew up, and they asked me to be on Total Recall Live standing next to the VJ, so that's my claim to fame when I was 17.
Oh, my
Sweet.
goodness.
You're a star.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Helen, what was that like?
Oh, it was fun. I got whisked on and whisked off, and I got to take some pictures with Carson Daly, but it wasn't much more than that. But I was there.
You were there.
So you were captured on television, though, correct?
No, yeah, I was.
Okay, yeah.
I was on this. Yep.
Okay. Wow.
They did like a spring break special in San Diego, and
Yeah.
I got to stand next to him.
Oh, neat. All right.
That's
well,
cool.
Well, here's your question for today. This has to do with MTV Unplugged. Who performed Before You Accuse Me, Hey Hey, Tears in Heaven, and Lonely Stranger? Do you even need the choices, or do you know?
Eric Clapton?
Yeah, of course, you got it. Eric Clapton is the
Yep.
answer. And because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that's going to get you a free food item at Cracker Jack Sports Bar and Grill here in Broken Bow.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, come on out and see us when you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, TV star.
Oh, thank you.
Goodbye, Helen.
Bye.
That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's neat.
Quite an experience, wouldn't it? That was big. I mean, MTV, as most of you out there know, was really watched and paid attention to during that period of time. You've mentioned it before. They don't even play music anymore. I don't watch it. You watch it?
I can't tell you the last time I watched MTV. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what their programming is like at the moment. I know at one time it kind of seemed like they moved from music to more reality television.
Oh.
But like Helen was saying, there was a time for MTV they did a lot of live stuff with people like Carson Daly and others that would go out and it was
it's a big deal. And Helen's a big star.
Yes. And MTV Unplugged, that was great.
Yeah.
Some of the artists that they had on the show, and then the acoustic versions of their songs that they did, it was good. I thought anyway.
I thought so too. They had all kinds of different acts that came in that were pretty much electric and then played acoustic. Of course, Eric Clapton's show was a Grammy-winning performance.
Yes.
And we have some cuts we play on KBBN from that Unplugged. But, Casey Johnson was in the other day. She said the Beastie Boys played acoustically.
You know what? When she said that, I'm like, I think she's right. I think maybe they did. Now, the one that sticks out to my mind didn't Bruce Springsteen come on? I think, wasn't he on MTV Unplugged, and he played one acoustic song, and then they plugged in and just blew the roof off the joint for the rest of the show, right?
Kind of broke the rules on that one.
That's what I thought.
Nirvana, I believe, was.
Yes.
And that was also very well received and unexpected that they could transfer from electric to acoustic. So, yeah. Well, that's some fun memories. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Broken Bow Floral and Plant Studio is ready for Valentine's Day with a menu to help you choose the best gift for your budget. Items include fresh flower creations, gift baskets, ready-to-go potted plants from the Plant Studio, a full selection of delectable chocolates and caramels, gifts for kids, and gifts for the guys. Call early to Broken Bow Floral and get your order in, 872-2454. Don't forget flowers and frappes with all the local coffee shops. Make this Valentine's Day your best one ever. Broken Bow Floral and Plant Studio, South 1st Avenue.
I wonder if I get this out of my wallet.
Oh, wow. Getting your wallet. That's a nice wallet.
Yeah, I got that up at Burwell.
Oh, that's nice.
They got a lot of nice leather goods there.
Yeah.
Leather shop in the back, as a matter of fact.
I got to be honest, of the many years that I've known you and the many years I've worked with you here on the show, I don't know if I've ever seen you pull your billfold out.
Well, I don't do it any more than I have to.
I was going to say.
You know that.
This is something new for me to witness.
I'm frugal. I don't get it out. And then I'll be able to fumble around the table, too, when it comes time to pay for the ticket.
Yeah.
You know. But I do have a Howdy Coffee Company card that was given to us.
Okay.
I believe this is $30 worth.
Oh, wow. And
I was wondering if one of the sales girls would use this for us and go over and get us some coffees this morning.
Oh, nice.
Think they would?
That'd be great. Now, just to clarify, this is a separate card from the one that we're giving away today, correct?
Yeah,
to Howdy Coffee. Okay.
This is one that
I just wanted to clarify for our listeners that we're not spending your gift card. This is one that you had received.
Well, we'd like to.
Okay.
But
yeah.
We don't want to be that frugal.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I love your idea.
Okay, we'll see if the girls, or for that matter, Jeremy or whoever, will go over and pick up some coffees for us.
Yeah.
We could have got one for Jason from Arrow Seed if we would have thought about it.
Yeah. Well, here we go again, always thinking of ourselves.
Yes. Have you noticed that about radio guys that they try to direct things to their way, Jason?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Not much.
Oh, we're not greedy, but we will beg.
Yeah. We do like to mooch.
We're moochers. Radio moochers. Trade and barter and all that sort of thing comes with radio, and you just it's hard not to abuse it.
You got to do what you got to do.
That's right, man. How's things at Arrow Seed?
Oh, going good.
Good.
Going good.
Stopped by the store yesterday, and I was impressed with your fencing supply display you have there. Boy, you got a nice, big, almost whole one wall of options for fencing and adding to it, right?
Oh, you bet. Yeah, I try to keep about as much as I can in there for the Gallagher fencing supplies. I want to have everything there that people need.
Well, there's so much more to it than the average person would think there is. Different kinds of handles, different ways to hook up the gate to let the cars in and out, solar, non-solar, all different kinds of wire and posts, and there's a lot into that, isn't there?
Oh, there was way more than I even imagined. Yeah, the wire, all the insulators, fencers, just everything, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, Jason, but Brent and I are going to raise gourds this summer. We have a program called Gourds for Good.
Yeah, it's the year of the gourd.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to have a fundraiser. If our gourds survive, we're going to sell them. We're going to have a gourd stand. Now, do you know, do coons like gourds?
Boy, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I guess I've never seen it. I know they kind of go more after the melons.
Yeah, I think the gourds might be a good choice. I think they might be more predator-free than, say, sweet corn or, those sorts of things, or melons, like you say.
Yep.
Do people use electric fencing to keep out, like coons out of the sweet corn and so forth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can set a wire up. I think it's like 6 inches, and some people put a couple wires, and we have netting stuff for like smaller.
Oh, do you?
Smaller, yeah.
Okay.
I have one in stock, but I can get more,
All right.
Order something in if somebody wants, that for keep predators out, but like keep chickens in. And
yeah,
I had one of those till the storm last summer and tree fell on it. So.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
So you can have free range chickens, but still have them kind of pinned in.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then you want to decide how high you want. You will have a low one and maybe one up for the coyote chasing the chicken.
Well, this is kind of a netting. It's probably waist high.
Oh.
A square netting and just a few posts. It comes with posts, so it makes it pretty easy, and it comes with everything you need.
And it's electric?
Yep.
So it has a shock to it.
Yep.
That might work for our gourds.
Maybe.
If we start having, coon problems around here, swiping our gourds, we'll get a fence. We'll get electric fence from Arrow Seed.
Sounds
good.
good.
I'll set you up.
Okay. This gourd thing is really exploding.
Yeah.
We've talked with different people about seeds and now fencing.
Yeah.
And of course, we're going to need somebody to make them more decorative after we've grown them. You can make bird houses out of them.
Oh yeah.
Now, maybe you should consider doing it on a commission with us and selling some of those birdhouses in your shop.
Oh.
Some of the gourd?
Yeah.
Yeah, the birdhouse gourds.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Jason?
Oh, we might be able to work something out.
We'll send our sales staff to talk to you about that.
Sounds good.
They won't probably come to you. We'll have to do it. So let's talk about what you wanted to talk about this morning. We kind of covered the fencing. And folks, if you haven't seen their display, stop in and take a look. There's all kinds of options there. And big rack of gloves right in the middle of the floor there, the leather ones. And then I saw the cotton and the different kinds as well. So you're really well stocked for that.
Yeah, I try to keep a good supply, especially right now with the winter gloves, the insulated leather gloves and the cotton gloves, the liners. And, I got a good supply of all that.
Okay. What's on your notes?
Oh, well, yep, I gotta keep my notes to
That's
keep
all right.
Everything trick. I'm kind of running a little sale right now, kind of a clearance type sale too on some of like the hydroponics plants, like indoor house plant type stuff. Got a lot of pots, the gravel mix that kind of goes in those, some nutrient stuff. So if somebody's got a lot of house plants and stuff like that, stop on in. I got quite a bit of stuff in the store and got a few of the LEM, the food processing things on that sale, a couple grinders, some dehydrators, some marinades.
Okay.
Kind of on a clearance sale, so we probably won't ever find it priced like this.
Okay, priced right.
Yeah.
I noticed yesterday, boy, some of those smokers are quite the units, aren't they? All the different options on them, and they look like they're really well built.
Oh yeah, yeah. The smokers and the grills. The grill we have can be used as a smoker too. It's a charcoal, and then you can put the wood underneath, and then the charcoal embers drop down on it for a smoke mode on it, and then we've got 2 different kinds of smokers in there too, an electric and then a propane smoker.
Boy, that smoking process can make all the difference sometimes, even in just a sandwich. If you smoke up some sandwich meat and makes those sandwiches really, really good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we've got a supply of all the wood and charcoal and stuff for everything.
Okay.
In there too. So.
All right.
You bet.
All right. Anything else that you want to highlight?
Yeah, we're still doing the early order discounts on small seeded grains and alfalfas and stuff for the spring. So if you kind of know what you got in mind for the coming spring and summer, let us know. And still looking for some retail store help. So if anybody out there knows somebody, stop on in.
Okay. Looking for an assistant.
Yep.
All right. And that would be, 8 to 6, 8 to 5, something like that?
Yeah,
right?
7:30 to 5:30. Yep.
Okay. All right. And 5.5 days a week?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Let's see what the time is. We got a little extra time. Let's talk fishing.
Yeah.
And see how things are going. Have you been back out since you had your last trip?
I went Saturday. You got to try out the new underwater light too, Saturday
yeah.
night, and that's pretty neat. I mean, it just illuminates all the ice and everything up, and it's kind of neat.
I bet.
Yeah.
Now, did you through the ice? Because ice is, what do you say, about 8 inches or so?
Yeah, we found 8-10 inches.
Okay. Could you see any fish swimming around underneath there?
Didn't see any, and didn't find too many. found a couple.
There's still all these gadgets and all electronics and all these things that the people are selling to us out there as gullible fishermen. And I'm not saying that doesn't work. I'm not knocking the light. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
But if you have your phone and they know you're a fisherman, it pops up and they're selling you a camera that will see in murky water, and the list goes on and on and on. And that's real fine. I would love to be able to see under the water, be a real advantage. But some days the fish just make themselves disappear, don't they?
Oh, you're not a kidding. I probably drilled 50 or 60 holes at one spot, and I never marked or saw fish. Yeah,
where did they go?
I have no idea.
Maybe they have a basement in the lake and they can go under the ground, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems that way though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
If I could find them all the time, I'd probably be fishing a lot more and probably guiding.
Yeah. Making a living off
Yep.
of it. Yeah, no kidding. All right. Thank you very much for coming in.
You
That
bet.
sale,
Thanks,
how
guys.
long does that sale last?
I'm going to run it for a week or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now's the time to come in and take a look at the floor at Arrow Seed and see
Yeah.
what's on sale there. And
Got some can cookers on sale too for coming spring. So
okay, pick
Yeah.
up some good deals at Arrow Seed.
You bet.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
News is next on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The Trump administration has ordered a freeze on all federal grants, loans, and other aid to give officials time to determine whether recipients are in line with the president's priorities. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Importantly, the footnotes to this memo exempt Medicare, Social Security benefits, and assistance provided directly to individuals.
There are new executive orders ending DEI in the military and a potential plan to force out transgender members. Air Force veteran Logan Ireland is trans.
When you're out on the battlefield, and let's say you have rounds coming down range and you don't know if you're going to be here in the next couple minutes, when you see that medic coming to get you, you don't care what their gender is. You don't care if they're transgender.
NASDAQ futures up 61 a day after the markets were upended by news of China's AI startup DeepSeek. Analyst Dan Ives.
And sent a big wave across U.S. tech, shot across the bow from China to the U.S.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KOLN, the Thayer County Sheriff's Office was called to an emergency airplane landing on Sunday. The incident was reported at 12:02 p.m. According to the Sheriff's Office, the plane landed safely on Highway 136, half a mile east of Hebron. The airplane was then taxied to the Hebron Airport, which is less than a mile away. The Sheriff's Office was assisted by Nebraska Game and Parks and the Hebron Fire. In other Nebraska news, in a story released by KSMB, the Juniata Volunteer Fire Department responded to a grass fire after 1 p.m. on Monday afternoon. According to Chief Charles Scribner, they were dispatched to 42nd Street and Prosser Avenue. Despite not knowing the cause of the incident, Chief Scribner said it started on the east side of Prosser Avenue in a ditch near the cornfield. The winds made the fire more challenging, but one of the nearby fields were empty, which made the fire easier to stop, according to the Juniata Volunteer Fire Department. The fire was extinguished after about 2 hours with no reports of any damage to nearby homes or buildings. The Hastings Fire Department, Hastings Rural Fire Department, Kennesaw Volunteer Fire Department, and Wood Fire and Rescue has helped as well. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's News Source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The NBA's Miami Heat suspended Jimmy Butler again, third time this month, this time for at least 5 games. He had walked out of shoot-around after being told he wasn't starting in the game Monday night. Miami in double overtime beat Orlando. Tyler Hero had 30 points and 12 assists. Houston won at Boston, 114-112. Game-winning shot to Amen Thompson with 1 second left. He had 33 points. New York over Memphis. That ends the Grizzlies' 6-game winning streak. The Lakers held on to win at Charlotte, 112-107. Anthony Davis, 42 points and 23 rebounds. Dallas sent Washington to a 14th straight loss, 130-108. In college basketball, number 2 Duke edged NC State. Arizona in overtime beat number 3 Iowa State. Arizona tied the game on a shot from the backcourt at the buzzer at the end of regulation. And in the NHL, Philadelphia was a 4-2 winner over New Jersey. Detroit beat LA 5-2.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Ample sunshine expected. Today, daytime highs approaching 59. Winds out of the west, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies. Tonight, lows level off around 23. High temperatures reach up to 53. Tomorrow, clear skies. Temperatures a bit above average Thursday and Friday, with highs from the upper 40s to the low 50s. Slight chance for rain Thursday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
RTA's Hardware is your connection for projects large to small. But there's so much more than hardware. Visit them for grills, smokers, home decor, countertop appliances, and outdoor living items, in addition to what you need for your projects. RTA's Hardware in Broken Bow.
Let's go outside and find out what it really feels like with Jack. Jack, what's it feel like out there?
Well, I got a question for Brent Alferson after the weather. 19 degrees outside, clear skies, calm winds out of the west, barometric pressure at 29.98, humidity at 82%. No rain or snow in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month will stay 1200s. High yesterday 55, overnight low 15, sunrise today at 7:53, and sunset today 5:50. All right, Mr. Brent Apperson, how are you today?
Well, I'll tell you in a moment after I find out what you're going to ask me.
All right, so I was talking to Mr. Troy Safranik last night, right?
Oh, T-Roy.
Yep.
Yep.
I was being told a story about you trying to sell some cats during Party Line a while back, and somebody gave you... Yep, you know exactly what I'm talking about,
Oh, man,
ya?
that is... That's a long time ago when that occurred. But,
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I don't really know how we got on the subject, but apparently I don't really know if they gave you your phone number and you read it, or if it was
Yes.
the station's.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. Well, it goes back to when our dear friend Kimster,
Kimster.
Kim Leapart, worked here, and I was kind of giving Kim a hard time,
Gotcha.
and so I was the Party Line host, and back then we everything was on notes, so we, email and all of that really wasn't quite a thing yet. So we had what we called the mailbag.
Right.
And so Kim wrote a note, and it said, looking for barn cats. Looking for barn cats. And so she slipped it into the mailbag, and she put my phone number on it.
Oh, no.
And so Brent spent all of Party Line announcing that this person was looking for barn cats and kept repeating the number and never even recognized that it was his phone number. So when I got back home at night, my phone was ringing off the hook.
Oh, no.
And people were going, hey, I heard on Party Line that you're looking for barn cats. And I'm like, huh? And then I realized what I had done.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, that was quite the night. Several people thought it was very funny.
Yeah?
There were a few people who were trying to get rid of their barn cats that did not think it was funny. But yes, that is the story of that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, Jack, you getting cold?
No, not too bad,
Pretty
actually.
nice out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What'd you just say, Jack? He shut his mic
Oh,
off.
he said no problem, didn't he? Oh, I didn't catch it at first. Oh, that's great.
All right, we are going to be talking to some folks next who can make us feel better.
Good. I'm glad.
Team Physical Therapy. And so we're going to play this little song to bring them in by James Brown.
I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Well, again, we appreciate that each and every day. We also love our guests. We've already had a great time with our guest that's here off the air talking about different things. That's kind of the way it works around here. But now we should probably talk about actually what this young lady wants to talk about, Brand.
I would think so. Yeah. Rachel is here from Team PT. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, Jeff leaves it pretty open sometimes. So when I come here, I feel like I can segue a little bit.
You can.
I think generally, though, we should hit physical therapy.
Well, Jiminy, Christmas, yesterday it was 55. Today, I think they're talking maybe 59.
Wow.
And then it won't be long, we know, because February can be brutally
Uh-huh.
cold. That will be back in the freezer. But this is a great chance to get out and do some walking when the weather's this way. The streets have dried off. The sidewalks have kind of dried off. Might be a few places with that are shaded that you want to be careful. But we can get out and exercise a little bit outside.
Absolutely. I was just talking with a patient yesterday here in Broken Bow. We've got at the Melhem Park, we've got that walking path and whatnot. And I was talking with my patient. We're excited. The library also is trying to do like a story walk, which I think is really exciting for our community. Get more families out walking. But it's a popular spot. We walk our dog up there. Everybody live it up this week while we got the warm weather. You know, we'd be naive to think we'll have it until summer, but get some good shoes on when you go to walk, though. Where we live, we turn into hermit crabs in the winter because it can be so dang cold out there. So if you're going to get out and go walk, more power to you. We'll see you out there. But make sure, find those good tennis shoes, find some good support so that you're not letting an ache or a pain limit how long you're walking or how far you're walking. You know, it's going to feel good to get out and move, especially in some warmer weather. But equip yourself so that you enjoy it, and then your feet aren't hurting the next day, and you're like, oh, should I have done that? You know?
Everybody's foot is different,
Yes.
obviously.
Yep.
And I know good shoes are important, but even if you have good shoes, sometimes your foot still needs different support inside the shoe.
Absolutely.
Do you guys do the insoles where it kind of gets formed to the person's foot, or
yeah? So we've got a few different options there. We've got, we'll give you our recommendations of shoes, and we want to see your feet, just like you said. Not every shoe fits every person. And then we've got some over-the-counter ones, which are a little bit more economically priced. We've got two versions there. One with just kind of two different types of support that we like to kind of see how you're walking, see what your foot's doing. And then we can also do those custom inserts too, which, for people, we do it with a lot of kids growing up as their feet are changing, or if you've just had some foot problems that it just lingers. Excuse me. Those have done really well for people. They are a little bit more on the costly side. Trust me, we will market it when insurance covers those.
Yeah, sure.
But we like to kind of start with those over-the-counter ones first, see if you get some success without having to do the custom. But so there are times that you need the customs ones, and those have done really well for people. So it's interesting. Everybody's sometimes got their shoe that they like. They wear the Brooks Adrenaline, or people are, taking to the Hokas or the On Clouds. And it's not uncommon that I've seen patients switch from a Brooks to a Hoka, or vice versa. Not anything specific about any brands here, but they notice when they switch, like, oh, this is a good shoe too, but it just doesn't feel as good. And with those shoes, even within Brooks, they've got different lines of shoes. My patients can tell the difference when they switch, or when they switch for the better and like, oh, this one just feels so much better. So it's nice. We've got some places in town that supply us some options of good shoes, which I love being able to recommend. But don't be surprised if, maybe you started a New Year's resolution this year and you invested in some good shoes and you're like, this just isn't, is it me or is it the shoe? We can provide some guidance there of like, hey, this shoe looks good. maybe we need to stretch your calf out, or, there's other things that play in too. But
it's funny because the shoes, we wear them every day. Like, I think a lot of us tend to wear the same shoe every day, or don't have a lot of different shoes. Or you have shoes that you do walk in and exercise in, and you blink your eyes and you've had them 2 or 3 years. And when you get a new shoe like it, I'm one of those guys that don't like change much, so I just try to find the same kind of shoe I had last time.
Yeah.
When you put your foot into it, you're going, wow, that feels so much better.
This is different.
And it's the same shoe because
Yes.
you haven't got the support you had when you first got the shoe, right?
Yeah. A good trick there too is and something we'll even do in the clinic to see how that shoe is going for you is we take that shoe and we flip it over. Okay, the wear on the tread of your shoe. It's winter and there is likely going to be some ice between now and June. If you flip your shoe over and that tread is totally worn down, first off, that's a big fall risk. We should maybe get some different shoes.
Yeah.
But also that's a good sign of okay, I think I've used up the life in this shoe. I think it's time for just a little bit of change and maybe a new pair of shoes.
Kind of like a car tire, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. I mean, you wear it down on a car tire, you wear it down on the road. Yeah. We wear it down with the shoe tread with our feet, It's a very similar concept.
That's a good example, and maybe I've experienced this, and I bet a lot of people out there listening. You get new shoes, so you set the other ones aside for when you're going to go do something out where you're going to get the shoes dirty.
Yes.
And you save the old ones.
You
put them on, and I had one pair that I saved to go out and work in the garden or whatever.
Yes.
And they felt like skates.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, like you said, that they were dangerous. They were not good. There was no tread left on them, or they had hardened enough that I just felt like I was on skates.
Yeah.
So.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm all for getting the life out of a shoe. When Nathan hops on a riding lawnmower, great, have some shoes on. I don't care about the quality of the shoe. You're sitting on your butt on a riding lawnmower. Yeah. But I certainly would agree with you. And it's not a bad idea to have multiple pairs of shoes. So I'll have teenagers come in and, certain shoes, and I'm just okay, is this our best option? But I mean, it's okay to have that pair of shoes that you just throw on to take the garbage out or whatnot. You don't have to be buying those expensive shoes for every activity, but having at least one good solid pair where you want to go get some physical activity in really is a good idea.
Okay. Now, we jumped right in here. You may have had something else
yes.
on your mind that you wanted to talk about today. But I do have a question.
Go for it.
Since you're here. There's all sorts of things that pop up on your phone and on your computer screen anymore. Lately, for some reason, I've been getting, I probably get a lot like Nathan's. I get a lot of phishing things pop up.
Oh, yeah. I think it's programmed into his phone before we even buy it somehow.
But I must have looked at something for exercise or something sometime or another, because now I'm getting all these old guys working out with a chair.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't think you're there yet. I think you're ready. I think you're still doing standing exercises
I'm
and
trying.
moving and grooving.
I'm trying. I'm got little weights, but there's this program on there that shows these guys with six pack, these old guys with 6-pack stomachs and muscles. They still look old, but they're doing the leg lifts sitting on the chairs, and they're doing push-ups on the chair and all that sort of thing. Have you ever had an exercise program at that you use chairs?
Absolutely. And I mean, in the line of work we're in, sometimes later today I go to Callaway and I'm going to see some patients at the Good Life Center. There's times that we have patients in wheelchairs, and we can still get a good workout in there. For anyone that's going to be doing a workout, including you right now, if you're going to do a chair workout, make sure it's a chair that's not on wheels.
or stable, I would assume.
Yes. But no, there's certainly times, or if we have a patient whose back is really bad and they can't tolerate standing for a long time, we're going to throw in some weight-bearing exercises because that's huge for osteoporosis prevention and whatnot. But then we're going to take some breaks and do some seated exercises. You'd be amazed at how tired I can, like, get you with laying down exercises.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's enough that we can do with resistance bands and, you know, other resistance measures that you can get a good workout in multiple different positions.
So you don't have to go to a weight room.
You don't have to.
You can, but
you totally can. Yes. You know, we're looking. Here's the thing about like building strength. It's not always comfortable, right? And I feel like this is a good talk for anyone who's like holding on to that New Year's resolution of like just holding on by a thread. It's not always comfortable to build strength, but growth doesn't, and this, we're going to get like a little mushy-gushy here. Growth doesn't come from comfortable places, right?
Well said.
We've got to be a little uncomfy to improve. So, yes, you don't always have to go to the weight room. Resistance training is really good for you. And if that can be like a really intimidating space. So if you need some guidance there, reach out. We would love to help because, you know, there's nothing more intimidating than walking into the gym January 2nd and you've got all these people who you can tell hang out here.
Yeah. They look different
and
than
then you're walking in like, I don't even know what that machine does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And I think there are some reservations about the gym when you haven't been to one since you were a kid. But there's things like walking and resistance and that sort of thing can get you started, right?
yes, absolutely. The key is like get your body moving. We're having, you know, we're in the thick of the sickness and illness season, right? So it's the pits when you are sick. You know, it really is. And trust me, I'm not going to tell you to go do 10 burpees when you're sick. You need to hydrate. You need to rest. If your symptoms are getting worse, you need to go see your primary care physician. But in that recovery process, it is so beneficial, like get out, get moving. Use this week to get a little fresh air during some warmer hours and get a 15-minute walk in. And your body's going to respond well to that.
And mentally as well, I think.
Yeah.
Just to get out and say, well, I did something besides wish I would have, right?
Yes, yeah. I can't really speak too much to it because I don't have a ton of knowledge regarding, you know, like seasonal depression. I just know I'm cranky in January and I'm happy in July. So it's a thing.
I think winter is tough for both physical and mental. I think most people would agree with that, unless you just have a job where you're outside all the time anyway and it doesn't change too much. But that around the house time is great, but it can also become kind of a downer.
You get a little stir crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is the nice thing. Whether you're able to work out outdoors this week or let's say next week, super cold. I haven't checked. I haven't listened on the weather. Maybe you're working out inside. Exercising, increasing your heart rate, increasing your respiration rate, getting your lungs going, you're going to also see a release of endorphins. Endorphins make you feel good. So we want that hormone endorphin release. That's going to at least help us combat the fact when it's, 5 degrees out again.
Yeah. And we're looking out the window.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this has been fun. Did we talk about anything you wanted to talk about today?
We kind of talked about it. I was just going to say, like, if you're getting over some illness, if you've, I'll see some people, more often women than males, who have gone through a rough illness and they've been coughing a lot and they're even dealing with a little bit of like stress incontinence or a little leakage. We'll see people come in who are getting rib pain because they've been coughing or sneezing a lot.
Yeah.
And that's hard on the body. So if you're getting through an illness and you can tell, okay, I'm through the thick of it, I've rested, I can tell I'm recovering, but man, that really like bothered this area, or I don't normally struggle with this, but that kind of popped up.
Yeah.
Give us a call, come in, because we want everyone feeling their healthiest.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because there's so much hard coughing going on out
there
there
is.
right now.
And
honestly.
I mean, it's we got the furnaces running, the air is drier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a reason for it, but first and foremost, if you're feeling ill, get fluids, get some rest, take care of yourself. If you're coming out of it and I'm seeing some pneumonia in some older adults where we need to get their lungs working and we need to get their heart rate up a little bit and get their bodies tougher again. There's a place for that.
Okay. Team Physical Therapy open here in Broken Bow, and the other locations are?
Yep, we've got Callaway, Burwell, and Gothenburg.
Okay. And you do accept walk-ins when you can,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. We're trying really hard to be able to accept walk-ins. I feel like we're staffed that we can. You do have to do a little bit of paperwork, but we've even taken some steps to try and lighten up the paperwork. So, I mean, it's still there, but we're trying to make it shorter, as short as we can.
Well, we appreciate that, because I think in your trade, what you do and what you offer, paperwork comes with it, whether you like
I
it or
hate the
not.
paperwork just as much as everybody else.
know
Let me
you
be
do.
clear. My boss will vouch for that.
Well, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it very much. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
We'll take a time out with these words on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Good to have you folks along.
Dave and Brent
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
on KCNI KBBN Radio.
Winter sports apparel and a clearance going on right now at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow. Save 40% off winter apparel items. There are hoodies, sweatpants, stocking hats, gloves, and more. If it's winter apparel, it's simple. It's on sale. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4. The savings in the clothing will make you feel warm inside. At Geared for Sports during the winter clearance on the west side of the square in Broken Bow.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. Mark Stock here with Big Iron Auctions, and today is the David Fathauer Retirement Auction. Items located in Dalton City, Illinois, and check this out, folks. There's a 2023 John Deere 8RX 410 quad track tractor that is selling. This machine has 208 hours. There's also a 2017 John Deere 9570 RX tractor and a super clean John Deere 4840. There's a 2020 John Deere S770 four-wheel drive combine. This machine has 778 hours on the separator. There's a 2023 John Deere 410R self-propelled sprayer with only 260 hours. There's late model tillage equipment like a 52.5-foot field cultivator, a John Deere 11-shank disc ripper, also a John Deere 18-row 30-inch planter, a John Deere 637 26.5-foot disc, and a John Deere 856 12-row 33-point row crop cultivator, and many more items. You don't want to miss this sale, and the first items start to close at 10 o'clock a.m. this morning. And at 11 o'clock this morning, there's a residential property, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that will sell in Kadoka, South Dakota. Brad Ott is the Big Iron Realty agent that's handling this transaction. Please contact him if you have questions about this residential property selling today. And at 1 o'clock today, we've got our bull sale, folks. Kamek Farms Angus by DeWitt, Nebraska will sell some outstanding 2-year-old Angus bulls. You can preview these cattle from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock today. Lunch will be served, and then the online auction will be broadcast on the big screen starting at 1 o'clock there on site at the ranch, or just watch the auction from the convenience of your computer or your smartphone. And then tomorrow, another big sale day, folks. The weekly Wednesday auction has a lot of machinery that will sell, like the 2018 Massey Ferguson WR9980 self-propelled windrower, selling for Parallel Ag, Muleshoe, Texas. And Scott Oline is from Canby, Minnesota, folks. 120 items on their sale. A Case IH 8120 four-wheel drive combine, a New Holland 9684 four-wheel drive tractor, a Challenger MT 765 track tractor, an early riser Case IH 1250 series 24-row 30 planter, 2020 year model Vermeer 605N cornstalk special round baler, and many, many more items. And Shane Chad is from Maxville, Kansas. 32 items on their sale. A John Deere 455 grain drill, 2022 year model John Deere L 341 big square baler. There's a 2020 John Deere W 235 self-propelled windrower. They have some outstanding equipment selling in Maxville, Kansas tomorrow. And then on Thursday, January the 30th, Nolan Farms, Inc., they are retiring. They're by Taylorville, Illinois. 81 items, all late model, well cared for equipment. Please dial up the Big Iron website for all this outstanding auction action. We've got machinery, we've got livestock, we've also got real estate selling to the highest bidder this week. Check it all out on the Big Iron website. And don't forget about the classic and collector car auction coming up that first weekend in March. Go to bigiron.com for all the latest information.
Thanks for starting your day with us.
It's gonna be a good day.
Every morning. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
Hey Ryan, are you ready for a new year?
I sure am, but there's something I want people to know.
Okay, what's that?
Well, that RTA's Hardware is much more than a place where you can buy what you need for your home projects.
You mean how like we have microwaves?
Yeah, microwaves, coffee makers, kitchen utensils, home decor, toys, disc golf items, the list goes on.
So what you're saying is we have way more than what we can mention in this ad?
That's exactly what I'm saying. See you in 2025.
RTA's Hardware in Broken Bow. Check the aisles for what you're looking for first. Simple process, tough processor. That's the Vermeer BPX 9010 bale processor summed up in 4 words. But if you need the full story, how about the ability to accurately spread bedding up to 50 feet? Or create a consistent and tidy windrow of crop along your bunk line. With 10 different settings, you control the pace of your processing speed, material size, and more. Heck, even Goldilocks didn't get that many options. Stop out at Power Solutions to see why the Vermeer BPX 9010 bale processor is just right for you. 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2 or call 872-5522.
8:33, working on 8:34. Good to have you along. As we mentioned, we have great guest list today, and we have our next guest in. Before we start that interview, we want to remind you again that we'll be giving away a $25 gift card to Howdy Coffee this morning, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about Howdy Coffee here in Broken Bow a little bit later on, and then we're going to ask you some questions towards the end of the show so that you can have a chance to win. Well, it's kind of health day here because we had therapist in, PT specialist in, team physical therapy, and now we're going to visit with the head of the hospital here in Broken Bow, Jenny M. Melham. Kyle Kellum is here. How you doing, Kyle?
Oh, I'm excellent. How are you doing?
Good. I don't look as sharp as you do, man. I love that shirt.
Yeah,
that tie.
yeah.
Does your wife coordinate your colors, or do you do that yourself?
Well, no, I do that. She would probably argue, but no, I try to.
Oh, I think you're doing really good.
Sometimes I'll ask her, how's this look? And she's like, well, it doesn't change, Kyle.
Understand. Well, we've been talking about, staying healthy and trying to do our best to fight all the cold and flu and pneumonia, I think's out there. I've heard a little bit about that, and a little bit of COVID here and there. And it's that time of year. I imagine you're seeing some folks coming in one way or another to have some of those things taken care of.
Yeah, it's definitely that time of year. We have a lot. We meet every morning in terms of our leadership team, and there's always discussion about, especially right now, about influenza A that's going around. We're seeing a little drop in the COVID numbers for sure, but influenza is definitely spiking. I know I was talking with Dr. Minnick this morning. He's our chief of staff and over at the Central Nebraska Medical Clinic, and they're seeing a big influx on their side as well. So it's definitely out there. Like we tell everybody, at the hospital here, our team is make sure you're washing your hands. Sometimes I throw in there, don't lick the handrails. That's never a good thing, but try to stay healthy because it's definitely going around.
Yeah. Keeps you busy between all the other major things that you do up at the hospital, and including all the specialists you bring in, which is seeming like that's just growing and growing. People using that service more and more, I think.
Yeah, it's really, really going well. There's a lot of utilization of our specialty clinic. It's a huge piece for our organization, for our communities that we serve, and Dr. McCaig is been coming doing pain management. Those patients, it continues to ramp up that service line. Dr. Pullman is our urologist. Right now he comes 2 days a month, and that's and he comes 2 half days, so it equates to 1 full day. they've had to reduce some of that, and so he's only going to be coming starting probably in April, 1 day a month, but it'll be a full day. So there's not going to be any drop in the amount of time, but the number of times. But the upside to that, though, is that we're working with him, and what else can we do here from the procedural aspect to keep the patients here? Because a lot of those procedures they still end up driving for, even though they can see them in the clinic. So we're working to limit the number of drives that people have to make. But yeah, overall, especially clinic, it's very busy. It's shout out to Dr. Conley. Dr. Conley is our ENT that comes through. Today's his birthday, and he's here in town today. So if anybody listening is going to see Dr. Conley today, make sure you tell him happy birthday.
Yeah, knowing Dr. Conley, he probably is not appreciating the fact that we're pointing that out, because he's going to get wished happy birthday a lot today. So
yeah, he's for sure not happy about that right
now. Well, he'll get through it. Okay, yeah. All right. I know Dr. Freeling is a regular specialist that comes in, and many others. Is there any rules? I need to ask you this too, because had the great service up there from the gals that get you in and out of the specialty clinic. Is there any rules that we can't bring them candy? Because I was thinking about bringing them Snickers next time.
Snickers,
yeah.
No, there's not a rule against that. But they are a heck of a good team, and they'll have to make sure they hide it, because a lot of times when I go back there, there's food, so they try to get me to eat, and I just keep putting on pounds. So you just let me know when you're bringing the Snickers, and I'll make sure that I don't go back there at that time.
Do you want to know how to make Dr. Freeling uncomfortable?
How's that?
Just tell him you eat a lot of Snickers. And he kind of puts his hands over his face. Oh. So the next time I stopped to see him, I brought a couple of Snickers, and he did take one.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a real health guy, I guess, because he knows about hearts and stuff like that.
Yeah, he probably cringes inside when he sees people eating the Snickers. But it's hard to stay away from the Snickers, so you got to treat yourself now and then.
I can guarantee you, next time I go, I'm bringing a bag of Snickers. I'm handing them out if there's no rule against it, and I'm going to offer him at least one.
Yeah. Well, you'll be very popular up there.
Oh, yes. They're great gals up there.
They are amazing.
Got a great team.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. So, as our last guest, we kind of led you off to a one direction. Is there some things that you wanted to talk about today that we haven't talked about?
Well, I did want to mention about Dr. Pullman, of course, and let everybody know of Dr. Conley's birthday. That's a big one.
Yeah.
He's going to be super impressed with that. But a few other things that we have going on, and some of them I think that maybe I've already mentioned, but as it relates to our strategic plan. So we have our master facility plan that we're looking to actually make a selection on the architect firm that we will be utilizing to do a master facility planning process for us. We interviewed 3 really, really great architecture firms, and I think we've narrowed it down, and so we'll be able to make that selection here very, very soon and get going with that process, hoping to wrap it up probably by June. One of the great things about the medical center is we have a tremendous amount of space. We're very blessed. So we're just looking at the best use of that space and how do we make it not just good from a flow perspective, but also from a flow perspective for the patient as well. So that'll be going on soon. And one other thing I wanted to mention, I was talking about it yesterday with some of our internal team members about philanthropy. So it's a new piece into Melham Medical Center. And so we're going to begin launching an internal philanthropy program. I feel very strongly that a strong organization has a strong philanthropy program. And so while it's new for the organization, it'll be starting from scratch, but I think that we can build it to be something that's extremely positive for the organization and for the community. And so we'll start on the internal side of things, and then we'll look at the external side of things. And so we'll be doing some more communication and talking about what that looks like and how folks may be able to be involved in that process. Let's see, what else? We got, well, of course, we're always looking for nurses, as every other hospital in the country is.
Yeah.
So if there's any nurses out there listening, it's a tremendous team up at the medical center, and we'd be happy to talk with you. And so that's some openings that we have available, and it's we have openings on the ER side, which is a really excellent spot to work as a nurse, and we have some great leaders in our nursing team that can help bring folks along. So, a couple other things.
Okay.
Are you a tennis player?
I used to be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You kind of look like a tennis player to me.
Yeah. I'll tell you a story after you.
Sorry.
You don't think he does?
I'm sorry. When I look at Dave, I don't see tennis player.
No.
But
I
that's,
see it.
Sorry.
What?
I'm
I don't know why
I
you
should have
just
stayed quiet.
That hurts.
I'm sorry.
That really digs deep, man.
Well, I think you look like a tennis player, Dave, and a pretty good one.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah. So, speaking of tennis, of course, we have tennis down at the Wellness Center, and while pickleball has been taking off and doing very well, and people are very interested in it, and it gets utilized a lot, which is fantastic to see. Kathy Tierney has actually been doing some tennis lessons, so if anybody out there wants to get involved in tennis and be involved and find out what that's about and learn how to play, she's been doing tennis lessons, and it's actually got a pretty good following. So she has adults coming in, she's got children coming in, and so if there's interest, she does that for free for folks. So,
all right, that's great.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Brent, Kathy, who's giving these lessons, knows that I used to play tennis.
Oh.
Because when she was first on the tennis court, when she came to Broken Bow, I was playing at that time.
Oh.
And at that time, you had to wait to get on the tennis court. There was only the tennis courts down at Tomahawk Park. They were busy all the time. Judge Marchek, big tennis player, and I know Kathy played a lot of tennis games with him. Of course, donated the funds to build the tennis facility there that they're using.
Wow.
And they had tournaments back then, and I competed in quite a few tournaments.
Did you?
But I quit playing tennis for this reason.
Okay.
You could go get a key and go play tennis in the Marchek tennis, and it was something to do in the winter. And I was playing with my buddy Vic, and we would go play, and sometimes my son and his friends would come and we'd play doubles and that sort of thing. And then they had a little league that you could play in and so forth. But Vic was always real good about having a video camera back then. Back then they were big and you put them on a tripod. So he would put it up above the tennis court. And we thought we was playing. We thought we were pretty good. And we went back to his apartment and watched the video after we were done playing that day, and I never played again. I looked like some sort of a wild animal trying to get across the forest or something. It wasn't nearly as graceful as I'd envisioned it in my own mind.
I thought maybe you were going to say you hoisted the Wimbledon trophy or something.
No. Well, that's great because there are still people who like to play tennis.
Yep.
Kathy knows a lot about tennis, and getting kids started in it is a good thing because it's an alternative sport for people out there to play.
Yep.
It's good exercise.
It is.
When you go chase the ball after you missed it,
Yeah.
you get a lot of jogging in. I do know that.
Yeah.
But and that's great. And so you're using it for pickle and tennis, which is good to hear.
It is. It is. It's really good to hear. And like you said, it's good just, not high impact exercise, and people can get out and get some steps in, and so it's good. And then, of course, from a wellness center perspective, speaking of steps, that's kind of, I didn't even try to do that segue.
Nice
Dave.
segue there.
But we have a step machine. It's also called a step mill. And it has a lot of different names. It's that machine that you can, do the stairs in place. So that'll be coming in the near future. And so we know that there's getting to be more and more equipment down there, which is a great thing. We're trying to make sure that it doesn't feel too crowded yet, gives folks enough
options.
Yeah, options and choices to get the workout in that they want. So yeah, it's progressing.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
So back to on a a question that kind of popped into my head. We're talking about fundraising and that sort of thing through different processes. Reading a lot out there about struggling rural hospitals, and I think this hospital is kind of unusual compared to some other ones in even some larger communities with fundraising and being able to support the services we need. As administrator, are you feeling pretty good about things?
Yeah, no, the organization and kudos and credit goes to all of those team members that work inside the organization and leaders well before me. They've just done a fantastic job, and the board has done a fantastic job of managing and setting the organization up for success for the long term. Nonetheless, right, while reimbursements are declining, it's Medicare Advantage makes it very challenging to receive payment.
Yeah.
They decline more often than not, it seems like, anymore. And so, the financial, and the reimbursement impact of things it's a challenge.
Yeah.
There's countless hospitals across the country, well over 100 that are at risk of closing this next year. And so, according to the stats that come out, and that has been an ongoing thing for many, many years. And so, you have some critical access hospitals that have transitioned into what they call now a rural emergency hospital. So it's a different designation that allows them to stay open, but the services that they offer, they're just greatly reduced because, one, they can't afford it, and two, the designation doesn't necessarily allow it. So it's kind of a way for the community to have some kind of service, but definitely not the full services that we offer here. So we've been very fortunate. We continue to be fortunate, and we'll continue to look at how do we position the organization to make sure that we are financially sustainable for the long haul.
How much of a tool then is the survey, the community survey that you did? It sounds like you're implementing some things that you learned from that because of the information you received. Has that been beneficial for you?
Yeah, it's been extremely beneficial. As I think I might have mentioned to some folks before, we had over 1,400 lines of comments that were digested and sifted through. And so, of course, some things we are not able to do, but other things that we definitely can do. And so the strategic plan has just been a fantastic guiding light for us to whether it's bringing on services and which services do we want to bring on, to how we're going to go about our customer service and what programs are we going to implement. So it really covers the gamut of the organization in its entirety, and I just cannot thank everybody enough that participated in that, because it's been so extremely beneficial, and we're knocking things, checking it off the list as each day goes. And so we talk about it on a weekly basis at our senior leadership team meeting. We update the board on a regular basis, and we're really making some good progress, but it's because of the great input that we've received. Yeah.
Well, there's a saying or two, I won't remember exactly, but what they were implying is that, doesn't do any good to gather the information if you don't do something with it. And I think people out there appreciate the fact that you gathered the information, and now we're seeing you implement some things due to that information you received. So
yeah,
we appreciate that. Also, I think everybody out there knows how important it is to have the hospital we have here in Broken Bow, and we're fortunate to have one in Callaway as well, and to have those services in a county that's a second largest landmass with about 10,000 people in it. We really want to keep our hospital and our care facilities. So I think we know it's not quite the same as saying shop local, but it is kind of the same when we have these facilities here. Let's use them and support them, rather than just automatically hopping in the car and going to some larger place without using the facility we have, and of course all the specialists you bring in and all the things that you do to make medical care available here. I think we can do our part too as citizens to help support our hospital.
Yeah, and we really thank all of our patients that come through, and utilize the services. One, I mean, it keeps the organization strong, of course, and keeps us viable. But the services that are being received here are just as good as really anywhere else you're going to get. So it's kind of interesting. And it's funny you say that. I'm glad you did, because I'm a member on a board member on the Nebraska Hospital Association, and so the board is comprised of a lot of different folks across the state that really make up every aspect of healthcare in the state of Nebraska. And we had a conversation about the focus that the Nebraska Hospital Association is putting on is really rural focused right now, because it's so important to have rural care. It's where the majority of care is received, and statistically, of extremely good quality of care is received as well. And so, but there's a lot of attention and discussion happening at our last board meeting, as an example, about sometimes folks will bypass rural hospital. They'll bypass, let's just say, in our instance, they bypass Melham, and they'll go to Kearney, or the folks in Kearney bypass Kearney and they'll go to Lincoln, and the folks in Lincoln bypass UNMC or Bryan, and they go to Mayo, right? So that perception, it's there regardless, and so it's our job as a medical center to make sure that we're educating patients in our communities about what we have and the quality of care that we provide, because we talked about the specialists early on in the discussion, and those are the specialists that are coming from the larger facilities, right? So they deliver not just very compassionate care, because they are very, very caring physicians, but it's very good care as well. I trust my family to them. I've taken my family to them, and I think that's important when we can say, as leaders in the organization, that I would take my family to see Dr. Conley. Absolutely, I did take my family to see Dr. Conley. I mean, that's the importance of it. And so, again, the quality of care that you receive in rural it's top notch.
Top notch, and there's really something to be said about when you do hit hard times health-wise, that you can go to your hospital where you live and spend a few days and get better, rather than traveling somewhere and sitting maybe out in the hall in a bed because they don't have a room. And I mean, there's all sorts of advantages to doing your health care in your own community, I think. So
yeah, there really is. It's really funny. As part of the strategic plan, we have our senior leadership team that rounds on our inpatients every day during the week, and I had the fortunate. I was fortunate to round on a patient here not too long ago that wasn't from Broken Bow, but I said we asked the question of is there anything that we can get for you, and how is your care, and the comments that we receive are tremendous. And so this particular patient, they were so happy and excited about the quality of care they were receiving. I said, well, if there's anything I can get for you or I can do for you, let me know. I have plenty of time, and gave her my card, and because at the time she said no. And so I get back to my office, and about as soon as I get back to my office, my phone rings in my office, and I pick it up, and it was this patient. She was calling me and said, you know what? I would really like a Melham shirt if you have one. I want to tell all my friends about it. And this patient didn't even live in the state, So we brought her a Melham shirt, and so she gets to wear it proudly wherever her community is. Yeah.
Oh, those are good days when you get feedback like that.
It is. It's great. It's great.
Oh, great conversation. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for kind of talking about some of those things that we need to know about.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. And I will bring up some Snickers in the very near future.
Okay.
Did you want me to bring you some back to your office?
I mean, if you don't mind, I beggars can't be choosers, but I'm always game for a good Snicker bar.
I better get maybe 2 bags. I'll bring 2 bags.
All right, deal.
Maybe he'll bring his tennis racket and serve them to, bounce him off the tennis racket and serve them to everybody.
There you go.
Sorry.
Thank you both for having me.
Well, thank you very much. Here's the sounds of Queen on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
chance for rain Thursday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Nebraska State Bank, leading, serving, growing. Since 1917, their integrity and passion have enabled them to offer innovative products, deliver superior service, and make local decisions for their customers. Visit nesb.bank or visit one of their area locations.
All right, before we proceed any further, let's talk about Howdy Coffee.
Which we're enjoying right now.
We are. Start your day off right with Howdy Coffee in Broken Bow. Besides delicious drinks, and we told you they've added a lot of things, like the drinks that you can get is what I think you're having is the Cowboy Campfire.
Yep, that's what I've got in my hand right now.
You can
Delicious.
also have, really good. You can also have the Boot Scootin' Latte.
Tried that. That's good.
You can choose breakfast favorites like the egg scramble or breakfast sandwiches featuring kolache dough, made fresh in-house daily. Wow. Also, they have lunch added to the menu now. I just stopped in yesterday and had a Philly, which was delicious. Nice smoky taste to it. Satisfy your afternoon hunger with a grilled cheese and a bowl of soup. And my wife will raise her hand high. She says the soup is delicious and the grilled cheese is second to none. So try that out. Also, the Philly sandwiches I mentioned, or the French dips.
Yeah.
I said the French dips.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say the French dips?
You did.
They
Yes.
have them. They have them. Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 4:30, and weekends 7 to 4. Out here on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow, you can satisfy your Howdy Coffee craving each day, your spot for breakfast, lunch, and everything in between. Howdy Coffee. And they do have the French dips.
Yes.
We'll take a time out with this message, come back with a little music for you, and bring in the ladies. Where are they from?
Off Broadway, I believe.
Okay. I'm still getting used to this, Brent. Oh, that's there. That mouse goes there. We'll do this.
Have you been to agriamerica.com? What are you waiting for? One site, one app, one stop for 24-hour ag news and podcast. Ag news from the best reporters and podcasters, plus a steady stream of country hits for free. Agri-America, the place for timely, accurate, and dependable ag news. From the cab to the truck to the barn to the kitchen, Agri-America is ready to arm you with the knowledge you need as a farmer or rancher. Grab your smartphone and get it today. Agri-America.
Pests are trying to turn parts of the corn belt into the corn rootworm belt. But DeKalb brand says, not on our watch. Crush corn rootworm with DeKalb brand Smart Stacks Pro with RNAi technology. It's the outstanding yield potential of DeKalb corn with advanced protection against corn rootworm. When pest pressure is highest, hit back your hardest. Talk to your DeKalb representative. Never settle. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show, and again, we appreciate that each and every day. And I also want to thank Brent Apperson at this moment. Sometimes when we're not on the air and music's playing or there's commercials, I unload about some topic of the day. And Brent just kind of sits there and smiles and goes on his little island and shakes his head. He doesn't make any comment. He lets me blow off the steam, and then we're good to go. Thanks, Brent.
You're welcome, buddy.
All right. We have Meredith here, and we are going to pick on Meredith. We're just going to tell you that right now. It's our job here at the radio station to pick on people, and especially new people that we haven't met before. We love to really put them on the old hot plate.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding, Meredith.
Thank you.
It's good to have you in. Julie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Grab that. There you go. You're good. Get those mics a little closer. So, off-Broadway assisted living, renovations going on, Julie?
Yep, they're going really fast right now. The drywall and painting.
All right.
So.
It's coming together?
Yep. Finally, yep.
Oh, you're excited, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it'll be nice.
Good.
What is this going to allow to happen, and what's the improvement going to let you guys do that you haven't been able to do before?
On my side, there's going to be private dining, and then there's also going to be a kitchen where I could do activities with the residents. And then they're going to redo the ice cream parlor and coffee. And then your side, I don't know how they're doing those rooms.
I think one's going to be for the new nursing area, and I think one is going to be for a new physical therapy area. They're going to put
nice.
the one cycle machine that's in the front lobby. They're going to put that one in there, and I think they're going to add in another machine in one of the other rooms as well, and possibly I think have a different therapy room and take it from all the way down at the end of the hallway and put it in one of the newly developed rooms as well. So it's really growing a lot.
That's great. That's great. More room, more things to benefit the folks who live there, and more fun. Sounds like too.
Definitely, yes.
Meredith, what is your official title again? I'm sorry.
I'm a registered nurse.
Okay.
Registered nurse consultant, and I also work with the marketing. at
Oh,
Off
you're also
Broadway.
helping with that. All right. You are a multitasker then.
Yes.
All right. I wished I was. Don't you, Brent? Don't you wish you were a multitasker?
Yes, I wish you were too. No, just kidding. Man, what has gotten into me?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like I'm picking on you.
He's turned kind of ornery today.
Man,
Really?
it's like we've changed roles
It's only
today or
Tuesday.
something. I know.
Yeah.
Meredith, what led you to Off Broadway, and what do you like about the facility and working there?
It has very much of a community setting. The priority is the residents that live there, and give them as much dignity as possible. You know, and they seem to enjoy it. They're very much focused on enjoying the activities that we have. I seem to be, as well as the other staff members, on a more intimate one-on-one basis with the residents. You know, you call each other by personal names, not Mr. or Mrs. They enjoy sharing stories about their past. And it's just wonderful to hear about Nebraska history and what their experiences are. And it also reflects the saying I've heard out here of Nebraska Strong, because they're a very strong group of residents that we have. And it's a very much of a tight community and family feeling.
Yeah.
And when the residents that we have had come in newly within the past few weeks, it's just magical to watch them see previous people that they knew and say, "Hey, you're here? Yeah, I just moving in. Well, wonderful, good to see you." And then they start having when they have their meals and stuff, they're all chatting together. When we're together at activities, they're all just having, if you want to call it coffee clutches, and they sit and chat and just enjoy each other's company. And they get concerned if they don't see someone or want to let someone know something. So it's very much of a family vibe there.
Yeah. Well, Julie, you got to love those comments, because we talk about this all the time. We keep saying family.
Yes.
When we talk about Off Broadway, and there you go. That's exactly what it is.
Yes, definitely.
Gosh, there's no way I can pick on Meredith. She speaks too well. She's.
That's why I brought her. She'd do all the talking.
Well, that's well said, though, Meredith.
Thank you.
That's so important, I think, to the folks who live there, and I'm sure that's a goal that Julie would say, "Hey, we're reaching it," when we hear that sort of thing. Yeah, very good.
We had Christy and Tina come in the other day, and they brought with them their little craft projects that they went and made at Off Broadway, and it sounds like that has really become a great hit with the residents and people who come in and kind of participate in your craft day. That you do.
Yeah, we have a lot of crafts. We have a craft today, actually, for the public. It's a heart with paper flowers on it. And then we do have another event on the 30th, which is Thursday. Joan Wells, she sings cattle songs and songs of the West.
Oh, nice.
And she's very informative of the past history and stuff. But getting back to the crafts, next month the residents will be making Valentine boxes, and we'll set them around, and then they give each other a little Valentine in their box, like we used to in school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then they've been growing plant starters. They're going to paint flower pots and put their plants in there. So those are the crafts for next month.
Yeah.
And then we might start our gourds.
Oh. Hey.
Yay. Are you thinking about starting some seeds?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Stay in touch on that, would you?
Yeah.
Because we've never done this before. We need guidance.
Well, who knows? I might be out of my gourd.
Well,
hey, nice.
By the time you get through working with us, you will be.
Yes, for sure.
No doubt about it, Julie. You're a brave lady. No, that sounds fun too. Because you seem to know a lot about the birdhouse gourds and all of that sort of thing.
Well, they kind of tie into the crafts.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe we can get together and make a plan.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So I don't have any seeds yet. You have seeds?
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
We're getting some. I think Ryan Anderson from the Garden Center said he'd get us some seeds.
We know people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around here we kind of get a few favors. Gourd seeds.
Were there other things that you ladies wanted to talk about and address this morning that maybe we haven't visited about yet?
We're February, I believe, is the last month for our $99 move-in special. Okay. We do have 1 2-bedroom left and 1 studio apartment left, so they're filling up fast. We are looking for a full-time cook also, if anybody's interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, Meredith, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys, too. I really enjoy your radio station.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know all the right things to say.
That didn't mention about slipping me the 20 later for that. So.
I don't know, $20 is a lot for yours truly.
10 from each is fine. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So there are some spaces available, but you say they're going fast, Julie.
Yes,
so
yes.
we're actually, if you want to look at it, the half full glass, we're approaching spring. Before you know it, we're going to be looking at spring. What a great time to move in when the weather's warming up.
Also, if you need help moving in, we do help people move in.
Okay.
I know that's something that's hard to think about when you're moving is how am I going to move my stuff? Well, we'll be more than glad to help you.
Wow.
Nice.
So.
I got some stuff in the garage.
So you're moving in?
No, but I just thought you'd come over and help me.
Like?
It'll be a lovely window room.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Thank
we appreciate you very much. Here's Sarah Shook and the Disarmers on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. fact, it was kind of an illegal smile,
Yeah.
John Prine-wise.
Just smiling, nodding.
Yeah. Oh, Dave. I do it every day. Hey, how about a little team building here at the radio station?
Oh, I love team building exercises.
I'm going to check in with Jeremy, our station manager,
Absolutely.
and see whether he thinks the team building idea might go here that I have.
Yeah. I'm sure Jeremy will be into it.
Maybe he might be doing some recording.
Yeah, he might be working. I'm keeping Jeremy extremely busy this week with all of the sports that we're covering and on top of everything else he does on a daily basis. So
he must be tied up. He's gone. He's out. Well, let's check with Tina.
Okay.
Tina. Is there a song, Tina? Are you there,
I
Tina?
don't know.
I am here.
Oh, hi, Tina. Is there a song, Tina?
Well, when you put me on the spot, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, I asked you yesterday a question about maybe using your property.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But I did want to maybe with that same thing in mind. You live out in rattlesnake country.
I do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And we was talking about a little team building here at the radio station. And this is Rattlesnake Roundup Day.
Oh.
Okay.
Is it a made up day?
No, it's from our CBS network.
Oh. Well, I think right now we're safe because we're not going to be able to round any up.
No, we'll do it this spring when they come out to get some sunshine.
Yeah, I think I'll be sick that day.
Yeah. Okay. Brent is no longer into this team building exercise. No way.
If you get a Diamondback, it could mean a bonus.
Oh, well, I'm still out. I'm okay. I don't think I want to mess with them. They're pretty scary.
They are, I agree, but boy, what a team builder that would be.
I don't know. Christy's pretty competitive, though.
Oh, my.
Hey, that's a great idea. Have her come over to your phone, would you?
She is. Well, let me see if she's busy. Hold on.
Oh, is she on the other line? Hey, it's good to hear they're selling.
Yeah. Well, we think.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. No, Brent Apperson's not into this team building exercise. No way. I wouldn't even join you in a team building exercise if you were rounding out garter snakes.
You're both there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I like the idea. You mentioned, Tina, that Christy's very competitive. So, Christy.
What?
If we decide to have a rattlesnake roundup this spring and give a big bonus to the one who gets the biggest Diamondback, would you be interested?
I would respectfully decline.
Yeah.
No way.
You wouldn't compete?
No.
Okay. I thought if there was a bonus involved and you could be number one.
No.
No.
That's a pretty emphatic response right there.
Well, okay, ladies. Are you selling things?
I got a question.
Yeah?
Do they have to be alive or can they be dead?
Oh.
They got to be alive if you're
Oh,
gonna...
well then no.
Okay. Thanks, ladies.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to tell you
when
a
I
true
heard
story.
team building exercise, I never dreamed that is where it would lead to.
It would
rattlesnake roundup as a team building exercise.
Yes.
No way.
It would encourage bravery,
Yeah.
determination, do something that you don't think you can do, but you go ahead and do it. Right, Jack? We could also
Now,
afterwards.
something tells me Simpson over there would actually be into this.
He says he would, but I did see him out back, and I never told anybody about this because Jack spotted a snake out back this fall, and it was part of it was hanging out of a little hole right by the back step.
Oh, great. Well, thanks for sharing that with all of us now. Boy, that'll be...
We didn't want to tell anybody.
I guess I won't be going out the back door anytime soon now.
Well, it won't come out of its hole now till spring.
You sure? It's going to be 60 degrees today. It may not know that it's still winter.
Well, if he does or she, they'll be easy to catch because they won't move very fast today. But it was pretty fast that day, and Jack grabbed at it, but he kind of hesitated a little bit. It kind of freaked him out a little bit when he got a hold of it, and it slipped out of his fingers and went on down the hole. Then he went and washed his hands, I noticed.
Well,
yeah,
appreciate him
you always
doing
want
that.
to wash your hands after you handle a snake. You don't
Well,
know where that snake's been.
No.
So you don't know what snakes do underground. Have a big snake party down there. Who knows? Anyway, the Rattlesnake Roundup Day doesn't fit our schedule here, but I think it's something I'll talk to Jeremy about for a team builder this spring. Now, true story. My brother, Tim, you know Tim. He worked here for a while. He and some buddies used to go out and hunt rattlesnakes.
Did they?
Yeah. And they were successful off and on, and they would eat them. So you have a rattlesnake party afterwards, and you'd eat rattlesnake.
I've never had it. Never had rattlesnake.
I got a feeling that's probably not that terrible to eat.
Oh.
You want to make sure they just hadn't, swallowed a big gopher or something when you cleaned it. That'd be a little upsetting. But anyway, he didn't really think about this really very well because they got one, and I think they may have, I don't remember whether it was skinned or not. You'd have to ask my mother. But he put it in the kitchen sink.
Oh.
And needless to say, that was not a very popular move, putting a rattlesnake in the kitchen sink to soak.
And he didn't tell anybody?
Evidently not.
Oh, man.
I wasn't living there at the time. But, yeah. Well, anyway, team builder. And you folks out there are welcome to go ahead and have your own Rattlesnake Roundup Day for team building. Okay, I need to do a couple things. Do you need to do a couple things?
Yeah, we got a couple of live reads to share.
Great. Let me get my computer fired up over here because I want to look at Sandhills Express auction page.
Okay.
While you do some things over there.
Well, okay.
This is live radio, folks. We don't have a skit all the time. In fact, we never have a skit. So.
Since Dave brought up sandhillsexpress.com, another page that you can access is the employment page. And on it, you'll see that the Nebraska Department of Transportation has a great opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Broken Bow and Ansley. At the NDOT, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment and encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package. To apply, you need to go online. So go to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov, and online state application must be completed. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
Thank you, Brent. I'm a little slow over here.
That's all right. I've got another one.
Jeremy would be very upset with me. I just finally got Google working.
Oh, okay.
To get me into Sandhills Express. And so if you would want to do one more live read, I might be ready when you get done.
All right. The Quilting Shack on East Highway 2 in Broken Bow has new hours for the winter, and they want to stress those to you. They'll be open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 until 5. They appreciate your patience as they work through some things to be back to their regular hours soon. As always, they have a very nice selection of materials and sewing options. We've been telling you they have zippers to replace those broken ones in your coat. And if you need advice on your project, the staff has a lot of knowledge, and they love sharing it. So feel free to ask your questions and get some guidance on your projects. New to the store right now, Husker ready-made quilt tops. Also, the Quilting Shack has an awesome selection of craft kits and other fun ideas for the kids, including supplies for candy making and cake decorating, poster making supplies, coloring cards kits, beads for jewelry making, and easy-to-sew kits. You'll find them East Highway 2 in Broken Bow, the Quilting Shack. Their current hours now are Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 until 5.
Thank you, Brent. I have made it to sandhillsexpress.com to the auction page, and Jack's giving me an applause over there. Jack, be careful. There's a fine line between humor and making fun of somebody.
Yeah.
In this case, you have every right to. I was built for a world with paper.
Listen, you and I are not tech savvy. It's okay.
You got to want to be.
It's
to start
okay. With. Yeah, that's true.
we are tech savvy for the things we need to do on radio. Yeah. We would always do that.
Yep.
Now, you folks out there might be the same way. You say, I really need this computer because I have to do this work on it. The problem with computers and screens and phones and that sort of thing is the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole takes you somewhere besides your work that you wanted to do. Next thing you know, you're getting messages from, I got one yesterday or the day before. I never told my wife about this. Said, I want to meet you. I'm lonely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. I don't know. It wasn't anybody local.
Oh.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
Sandhills Express. On the auction page, and right on top of the menu, there's auctions. You click on that. Right now, you'll find Ritter Hereford. Their sale is coming up on January 30th at 1 p.m. I think that's by the way, Kristen, I think that's a misprint on the time because it says the auction lasts from 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. I don't know, half-hour sale. I would think it might last longer than that. So you're giving me that look again.
I'm sorry. I wish I could help you on that one. I just don't know. But I believe 1 o'clock is start time.
That is the start time.
So 1 o'clock start.
Somewhere I have that on paper. There it is. Yeah, it just says it starts at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on Sandhills Express auction page. Then there's also the Minert Simonson Angus sale coming up on Friday the 15th. February 15th, I should say, at 1 p.m. February 15th at 1 p.m., the Minert Simonson Angus sale near Dunning. Ostran Angus having a sale on February 19th at 1 p.m. Near Mason City. That's their 24th annual production sale. Those are on auction page right now. Plus, there's one that's going to be coming up on there today as soon as some details are clarified. And that is the annual Heart City Bull Bash.
Oh, Valentine.
Yeah, main event there. 100-plus bulls and heifers will be exhibits along with that and commercial displays. It's a big deal. That's on Saturday, February 15th in downtown Valentine. If you ever get a chance to go, that's kind of neat right on Main Street.
Yeah.
So those are all on Sandhills Express.
All right. There you go.
It was worth the effort to get there.
It was. You did a nice job.
Hey, thanks, Brent.
Hey, you want to go party on Friday night?
Party!
Hey,
party on!
There's no better place than Sylvester's. Tim Zock's coming back, going to take the stage on Friday night. He's the guy who used to sip beers at your local bar on open mic night before stepping up and killing the crowd with that smooth baritone voice. Well, he has shared the stage now with national acts like Diamond Rio, Blackhawk, Sawyer Brown, and many others. And he's coming back to Sylvester's, performing rockin' country from 9 to 1 this Friday night at Sly's. It's all happening at the Quiet Little Place
that rocks!
Sylvester's, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
All right. Let me mark that down. Got one of those pens that doesn't have a button at the top. It's like a...
You have to turn it to open it?
No, it's like a shotgun.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Fancy.
How many shells can I have in here? 5? If I take the plug out, I might get 6. Okay. I'm just marking this off, Brent.
Yep. It's good. I think everything's been marked off the sheet now.
Oh, good. Good. This in from Nico. Hi, guys. Have a nice day. Good program. Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Also, Deb Mayer dropping a line saying she honestly thought she would get the redial and hit caller 5 yesterday. She's probably waiting to play the game. Juan Silva, good morning, broadcasters. Have a great Tuesday. Thank you very much, Juan. Appreciate that. We cover everything so far?
I think so. You know what? I know you got to give away the gift card yet, but before we do that, just a reminder again quick about all the basketball coverage we got coming up. We'll just concentrate on today. As far as our radio and video stream coverage of basketball today, for radio and video, we're going to be in Arnold tonight for round one action of the MNAC Boys Basketball Tournament. We'll have the games from Arnold live on KBBN 95.3 FM, also on our live video stream through sandhillsexpress.com. We'll start with Twin Loop against Brady at 5:30. That'll be followed by South Loop against Arthur County at around 7, and those games will be on radio and video. Also, there are other opening round boys games that will take place in Stapleton tonight. Those would include Anselmo Myrna against Sandhills Thetford at 5:30, and then the top seed Sandhills Valley will be taking on Brady. So those games will be in Stapleton. We wish the teams the best of luck who compete there. And then the Southwest Conference Tournament also starts tonight. So we've got Broken Bow in action there. The Broken Bow boys will be on the road to take on Ogallala. 5 o'clock Central Time tip there in Ogallala. We wish the boys the best. And then we'll be at the Indian Gym for you tonight on KCNI Radio as the Broken Bow girls basketball team will open up the tournament against McCook. That game will tip at 6, and we'll broadcast it on KCNI Radio.
All right, we've got some adjusting to do on the camera. When the gals were in here just a moment ago, couldn't see Julie back in the corner, so I adjusted it, and now it's lower on you, and so it's showing your posture.
Yeah, it for some reason it's making me, I think, look tall.
It does,
and so I appreciate the angle that you have found.
And if you look to
it's
my
difficult
side,
to do to make me look tall.
You're looking tall.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking short. Look at mine. See?
You do, yeah.
I'm sitting looks like I'm a little shorty guy.
That's kind of looks like I'm domineering over you.
I hate that.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I don't like it at all. Oh man! So we need to adjust that.
Okay.
I'm going to adjust.
You want to do it now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
Hold on. I'm going to
live adjustment here on the radio.
The wrong way.
Oh, yep. Tilt it the other way. Hey, that's looking pretty good.
That's really.
Yep. Now sit back in your chair. Oh, I think that's close.
Should I go up a little bit?
Well, I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, you need to adjust yours to where you're not looking so tall.
No, I like it. I think we'll leave it where it's at.
Okay. We told you earlier about Howdy Coffee, all the different things they've added to their menu, both for breakfast and lunch.
Uh-huh.
And about their grilled cheese and soup and all that, Philly sandwiches. One of the things we highlighted, which are very, very popular,
it's a type of sandwich. And you dip it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's foreign. It's a foreigner sandwich. Wasn't most of our food we eat, by the way, was in a lot of cases invented somewhere else because we came to this land from other places. So we brought our recipes with us. But this particular one is it's foreign. It's a dip. So we'll take the fourth caller at 872-2801. What is the delight at Howdy's that's a dip?
It's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
Yep.
Sandwich?
Yeah,
okay.
I would call it a sandwich.
All right. We'll take the fourth caller while you listen to Willie. Willie Nelson, Me and You. That goes out to all 12 Democrats here in Custer County. Hey, Pat. Pat called in, and he answered correctly. He did give credit to his wife. They're traveling in the car, and they heard the question, and Pat Lee's wife helped him out, but he did answer correctly. French dip.
Yeah.
Foreign sandwich, came here from another country. Outsiders bringing in sandwiches. You can't hardly stand it. Anyway, Pat, thanks a lot. You sound like a cool guy. He's going to stop by and pick up his $25 gift card to Howdy's Coffee here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. He'll be by next week, he thinks.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Also, a big thank you to all you folks in the southern portion of our listening area that are KBBN listeners, or KCNI for that matter. But we have a lot of listeners that we need to pay more attention to, I think, and we talk about it all the time. We know you're down there in Cozad and Gothenburg and southern Custer and northern Dawson County down in that area. You know, when you think about it, you know, this mocha here has got me jacked up.
Yes.
I'm jacked.
Yeah.
When you think about it, when you drive to Gothenburg, you drive in Custer County almost all the way to Gothenburg.
Yeah.
So you're just a few miles out of Gothenburg before you go out of Custer County with the 12 Democrats that live here. If you're a Democrat, if you're a Democrat and you're driving to Gothenburg, you and your wife, if you're both Democrats, that means there's only going to be 10 of us left in the county.
You know, you mentioned, now with the internet and the free app, I think we have more listeners than you might think.
Yeah.
Just all across, well, I'll even say the world, even.
In the whole wide world.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, so wherever and however you might be listening, thank you. Good morning. Hope you have a good day.
What's that song about the whole wide world? There's a whole wide world song.
I guess I don't know exactly which one you're thinking of.
Well, it'll come to me someday.
Okay.
I think it might be a Sunday school song.
Oh, he's got the whole world in his hands? Is that what you're thinking?
There you go.
Yeah.
The whole wide world. Yeah. Jack would love for us to shut up. So he can do his show over on KCNI. So we better do that. Brett,
okay.
Thanks for, I was going to say putting up with me today, but all of a sudden you've kind of got a little bit on the aggressive side.
Yeah, I don't know what got into me. Maybe it was the Howdy Coffee this morning. I don't know.
You're Jack, too.
Yeah. Woo!